These files were never meant to be public, but someone reopened them. This is the Dark Bureau. Stolen identities rarely begin with drama or cinematic hacks. Instead, they start quietly, deep inside encrypted corners of the internet, where hidden markets facilitate the transaction. One set of credentials, one balance shift, a brief entry in an anonymized ledger. Cryptocurrency, nearly untraceable, changes hands in these spaces. For brokers and buyers, it's routine. For oblivious victims, it's the start of consequences that can endure for years. Every act here, mundane on the surface, undoes the implicit trust that underlies institutions and social systems. This illicit traffic sustains a shadow economy, stretching from obscure digital backwaters to the centres of Eastern Europe's cities. These are not only the domain of lone hackers. What has emerged is a networked industry, systemic, highly organised and efficient. The data markets here run with surprising order. Gatherers sweep networks for vulnerabilities. Testers automate initial vetting, while brokers, never exposing their identities, connect supply to demand. Trusted intermediaries sample, arbitrate and enforce a fiercely guarded system of peer reputation. Buyers may be petty scammers or sophisticated state-backed entities. Every link is shielded by pseudonymity, growing stronger as each weak member is purged. The result is a machine-like operation, robust and adaptive, often more disciplined than many above-board businesses. Self-governance is absolute. Crime rings operating these markets maintain tight codes of conduct and update protocols as needed. Reputation, earned through years of transactions and reviews, is as valuable as currency. Any hint of deception, faulty data, or police cooperation triggers instant exile. Wallets vanish, credits reset, and digital identities evaporate overnight. Admins and moderators resolve nearly all disputes internally, operating an unforgiving digital justice system. Trust is forged by necessity, sustained by fear as much as mutual profit. Workflow here is rational and streamlined. Data flows in predictable cycles: collection, extraction, aggregation, testing, sale, and monetization. Phishing and malware yield massive troves. Intermediaries check quality, flag outdated records, and assign value scores. Buyers, whether major criminal syndicates or solo actors, want fresh, actionable access, especially banking, utility, or government logins, which command premium prices. Sellers who peddle old or widely leaked datasets find themselves quickly blacklisted. Crypto is the transactional backbone. Payments run solely in cryptocurrency, funneled through anonymizers and mixers to erase trails. Escrow services are standard, holding funds until both parties are satisfied. When disputes arise, admins arbitrate using cryptographic proofs and reputation histories. Faulty transactions are voided instantly, with those responsible banned. Every step, collection, listing, payment, delivery, is tuned for efficiency and deniability. Adaptability keeps these markets alive. Law enforcement actions, raids, arrests, or takedowns rarely shut down operations for long. Markets may disappear, but participants regroup elsewhere under new rules and tighter screening, often within days. Automated scripts flag suspicious entrants, raising onboarding standards. Rival groups fill gaps, recruiting new talent and exploiting chaos. Each disruption teaches lessons, making operations more decentralized and secure. As authorities close one door, several more open. For state authorities, the challenge is daunting. Most local agencies lack the technical capacity and legal reach to dismantle these webs. Investigations often yield only fragments. A server here, a wallet there, hints of a user behind a layer of obfuscation. Even with solid evidence, password files, mapped transactions, decrypted chats, the cross-border, multi-jurisdictional structure thwarts most prosecutions. Legal aid is slow. Statutes are out of date. Brokers anticipate this, erasing evidence and rotating infrastructure at the first sign of pressure. Frustration builds as cases stall and attackers move on. International groups attempt to catch up. Joint task forces, awareness campaigns, and unified incident report protocols are deployed. Yet responses rarely keep pace. By the time asset freezes or sanctions hit, the damage is done. Often, only minor players are caught. Markets shift faster than policies, remaining one step ahead and learning from every enforcement effort. The human toll is immediate and severe. Once credentials are traded, fallout spreads quickly. Ransomware paralyzes hospitals, pushes cities offline, and erases bank savings before anyone can respond. Organisations of all sizes scramble to restore trust, absorb losses, and battle legal aftershocks. Individuals spend months mending ruined lives. For companies, damage is often existential. Loss of capital, reputation, and frequently, jobs. As costs soar and compliance grows stricter, consumer trust is undermined and productivity dips. Rising visibility of these breaches forces action. Governments pursue inquiries, launch new cybersecurity laws, and organise panels of experts, trying to keep up. Policy proposals circulate. More transparency, stricter data rules, better cross-border cooperation. Even so, market actors always seem to adapt first, fragmenting operations, deploying new security practices, and hiring technical talent from a ready pool of disaffected insiders. Communication migrates to private, ephemeral channels beyond traditional policing. Official and unofficial adaptation continues side by side, locked in a permanent cycle. In many respects, the criminal market fills voids left by slow, inefficient state authority. Internal discipline is swift, harsh, and absolute. Blacklisting is tantamount to economic death, far more feared than prosecution. Newcomers are indoctrinated rigorously, learning to encrypt, fragment identities, and pass vetting more rigorous than many legal industries. Paradoxically, this internal governance upholds a chilling form of order, creating stability where formal systems lag. Each cycle of crackdown and rebirth sharpens the ecosystem. Shuttered markets re-emerge quickly, with better onboarding, stronger authentication, and tighter rules. Sometimes, disrupted actors merge or consolidate, pooling code and contacts. New features are inspired by lessons learned, stronger escrow, better fraud controls, and hardened anti-surveillance measures. Profits laundered through crypto soon return as fuel for further innovation and expansion. In this evolutionary race, only the most adaptive survive and their best practices spread swiftly. Even as markets fall, the phenomenon itself only becomes more powerful and widespread. Structural analysis reveals surprising organisational innovations. Markets use pseudonym-based reputation systems, reliable arbitration, and mechanisms for fast, low-risk transactions among strangers. Timed escrow protection, consensus blacklisting, and transaction ratings mirror and sometimes inform emerging tools in legitimate sectors, inspiring new approaches to digital trust and peer review. As the line between illicit and mainstream blurs, both industries adopt practices borrowed from the other. Yet, even as institutions strive to keep pace, forming new alliances, hosting press briefings after major incidents, revising regulations, they find themselves reactive rather than proactive. Social engineering, phishing, and technical exploits keep breaking through, forcing constant adaptation. The system's harshest measures act as natural selection, rooting out weak actors and rewarding sharper innovation, hardening the entire market. Society, meanwhile, pays the price. Governments are forced into costly upgrades and public assurances. Individuals navigate months or years of recovery after falling victim. Businesses move risk management and breach response to the highest levels of planning. The threat is no longer an anomaly, it is an enduring law of networked life. Everyone must adapt, institutions, authorities and the threatened public alike, while the illicit markets themselves remain agile, persistent and always alert to new opportunities. For all the technical complexity, the story here is ultimately human. Behind each digital transaction are real losses, hard decisions, and the drive to adapt and respond. The dark marketplace is not just a confederation of opportunists, but a durable, evolving institution. It transforms systemic weaknesses into profits and challenges our belief in the security of the digital world. Its legacy, increasingly, is a stark lesson in the costs of inattention and the tenacity of those operating on the dark edge of the internet.